How's it going, guys? Jackson here with Toasty DIY, and today I'm going to be showing you guys my new 125-gallon reef tank. Let's get right into it. So if you guys have been checking out Toasty DIY or following Toasty Burst for a while now, then you've probably heard that I'm pretty into the fish tank hobby in general. I also have a 30-gallon freshwater in the basement, but this is my 125-gallon reef tank, which has some coral and some fish in it. Nice setup going here. The actual tank itself, I believe, is the MarineLand 125 dual corner overflow. Aquabion also sells one that has two center overflows, and in my case, this tank can be seen from all sides, so I really wanted something that looked clean from the front, the back, and even the sides. In my mind, this was the most ideal and least expensive. I thought about having like maybe a peninsula tank made, which would have looked a little bit cleaner because you wouldn't have like these guys here. But in terms of pricing, we were looking at like triple the cost. So real quick, let's just go over all of the technical specs. So once again, 125 dual corner overflow. We have 3 Hydra 32 HD lights that are definitely not mounted in the most beautiful of ways, but this is just kind of what I came up with. I really was not a big fan of the mounts on the tank. I thought they looked kind of sloppy, so this was kind of my solution that is more temporary. I'm not really the biggest fan of it, but it does look really clean if I could just get the lights to sit up straight. They're just very oddly weighted, so. And then the only other really things we have electrical up top are these wave makers. These are Neptune wave makers, which works with Apex directly. And I really can't remember the exact models. I'm gonna have to look that up and just kind of have it somewhere in the video here. But once we go into the bottom, that's where things get a little bit fancy. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull out my phone light here because it's gonna be a little hard to see. So basically down here is where all of the magic happens for filtration and cleaning. It's a little bit of a mess right now, but I have the full Apex setup. So there's the Apex power bank, and then there's the actual brain for the Apex. And then we have a Simplicity pump, and we also have a Simplicity skimmer. And both of those have really nice little control modules. I actually had plumbed for the dual sock filters. Before my 90 I just had one, but I really wanted two this time, especially since there's two separate overflows, and this time we went pretty much all hard tubing, which I'm really happy about. And then the other thing that we have that's pretty fun is a auto top off, which I think this is also from Neptune, if I remember correctly. I'll have to 100% double check. It's been a while since, because a lot of the stuff I just transferred over from my 90 gallon, which, like I said, there is a video on that if anyone would like to see it. Added some shelving in the inside of the tank. Everything's epoxy too, so the whole entire bottom is kind of wet looking, but that's just because I did a really thick layer of epoxy just in case there ever is a leak. It'll take a lot longer to get out of the tank, but I did stain the inside. I also use a lot of construction adhesive just to really make this thing stout and a little bit more soundproof. There's a couple of shrimp living in the sump, and there's also a lot of like copepods and amphipods and whatnot. Lots of extra filtration and cleaning. Going to up top of the whole reason we have all this filtration is for the corals and fish. So right now my corals are very, you could say, young, not matured. A lot of them haven't really spread a whole lot, but I have two Indo torches, so one there and one there. We have two different galaxias there. I honestly couldn't even tell you the difference or remember what the difference in naming was, but I really love the purple and green one. And then this one's pretty cool too. This one's actually kind of grown over the rock quite a bit, but also a very pretty galaxia. And then we have quite a few zoas that, once again, I can barely remember the name. I know I have some rostas in here. I know I have like some sunflowers, but yeah, lots of just random zoas that, if I see a good deal on them, I'll snag them. And then of course we have some encrusting corals, like this purple and green one over here. I think I only have one leather coral. It's actually one of the first ones I bought, and believe it or not, I did get this from Petco, and it's been living now it's gone through two or three different tanks, and it's been living for well over a year. And then I recently bought this. This is I can never remember the difference, but it's either a frog spawn or a hammerhead. I'm sure someone in the comments can definitely figure out what that is right away. I have like some, I'm like part of like Coral Club, and so you get a pretty good discounts on corals, especially if you buy in bulk. So that's why there's just a lot of just like little frag plugs in here. Just, stuff I think is cool, and I'll be like, yeah, let's get it, why not? I've put on both sides just some star polyp, and because I'm really hoping to get the overflow like covered and that stuff. And I know camera probably looks really blown out from that angle, but yeah, pulsing Xeno's kind of covering a lot of the rocks. It's a really cool coral, but it's known for just how quickly it spreads. Quite a few hermit crabs and snails. I actually just bought a new cleanup cruise. 2 serpent starfish. Figure out where they are, because both of them are actually pretty big. They just do a really good job at kind of curling up and hiding in the rock. I have this snowflake clown right here, and then we just have a normal, just orange and white, you know, Nemo back there. 6-line wrasse over here, kind of hiding. Yellow Watchman goby, which I finally found the Yellow Watchman goby. Started off with a 45, which there's videos on DIY as well if you guys want to see those. Went up to a 90 gallon, and I was really happy with the 90 gallon. The 90 was about 2 inches taller than this one, and then corner overflow. And I think the 90 was like 4 feet long, and this tank is about 6 feet long. Basically, the 90 stopped probably right about here. Yeah, I'm really happy with it. I think I ended up going with the same amount of live rock I had before too. This is how much I had in my 90 gallon. Yeah, I'd love to hear from you guys in the comment section down below. If you guys have any type of tanks, are you thinking about getting a tank? Give me some details about them. I'd love to hear them. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.